Let's see if we can't do something about my boredom.
Locked, you say? To shreds, you say? Boom, boom, boom. What was that about a locked door? Were you just having a bit of a laugh? I haven't even commented on the fact that the thief sprite has like a mustache. Did y'all notice that? Classic. Ironically, I've never seen my friend Jeremy with a mustache. It might make him too powerful, like Vegeta. Or Brack's father. I'll only have Jeremy on the map when he's unlocking doors. Oh no, waterfalls hurt you. TLC tried to warn me. Strike first and strike last. Yeah, I guess well, he only needed, that's right, you can only absorb as much as you need. I was going to say, his blood lance must have not hit very much to only absorb 2. But he only needed 2. What's in the box? An extra defender sword. Well, Tommy won't absorb HP, but he won't have to, because he'll be killing everything. And that vitality should give him even bigger HP level ups. Well, look at you. You're getting jumped on, and punched, and slashed, and clobbered. Thunder! A couple of us have diamond gear on, so we ain't worried about that. Oh yeah, 2 defenders, Tommy. That's the dream. Boys, I got my fingers crossed that that dragon lands before they kill the other Chimera. Bitching as they might be. No, Tommy, don't do it. Why, Tommy? Why? Oh, why? Of course, downside being now I have to stop more often and give that boy a potion. Let him get his electrolytes back. B2F, huh? And what the hell goes on down here? We'll find out real quick. Okay, yeah. Ancient text, giving me a few hints. There we go. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. Pick that lock. Diamond armor. You know, we never walk around as the karate boy. I guess of the overworld sprites, his I find the least endearing. I mean, it's nice, I guess, but I mean, dragoons and knights. Dragoon Knights. Be a good name for a series. The Dragoon Diaries. La Dragoon Girl. Alright, I believe over here is where we'll find fat loot and not progression. Locked. Why can't I punch the door down? An additional Ori Halcom. I would give that to him so he double absorbs attacks, but yeah, there we go. We'll finally give Tommy a hand upgrade. But he wouldn't have the wind weapon equipped, so you know he wouldn't do as much damage. Just saying. I'm not doing this shit on a whim, Jesus. The 4 Ornery Boys fight. Once again, I have full confidence that everybody will one-shot their target. I mean, it might take Ben 2 turns to do it, but the point of the matter is that it gets done. 2 damage. We're diamond boys. You're all diamond boys to me. You're all onion boys to me. Not bad. Fight. Steel. Thunder. Oh boy! I did all the work. Yeah, you really can't afford to not take a healer if you're not big cash money eating high potions like Tic Tacs. Orange Tic Tacs. That's a fucking behemoth. I wonder if he'll live long enough for the dragon to land on him. Nope. So yeah, if you didn't bring a thief with you to this dungeon, then you would have to have brought a bunch of magic keys. Alright, you would think we'd go straight down here, but I just happen to know where a juicy secret is kept. 2 behemoths! Geez, Sakaguchi, how come your mom lets you program in 2 behemoths? Oops. I accidentally didn't just tell everybody to melee. What a shame. We found a potion. I met a potion. No, come on, Finn. I'm setting you up. Doing everything I can to give you the edge to be the best character, and you're just throwing it all away. I guess Jeremy continues to be the best character. Right through here. At least they give you these little indicators on the wall there. Well, we're just taking constant damage. And our reward? We'll find out soon enough. Alright, you 3. That's fun and all, but I've got jumping to do. I got dragoon shit to do. Oh boy. 669, baby. Boom. A Lamia harp. A protect ring. A protect ring. So that's a really good piece of hand gear that most job classes can equip. In fact, we'll take these thief gloves off because, spoilers, the protect ring also gives you vitality. He'll lose a little bit of agility, but in the long run, it's a good thing. In fact, Chris is getting knocked around so damn much. I'm tempted to give one to him as well. Which means I can give you the power golem. That was my secret doll. That was my angle. I'm like, Chris, you're taking so much damage. Why don't you take the superior protect ring and I'll take this power gauntlet and I'll take on that burden of being hit for more damage. But I'm doing it for you and not because I want to be the secret best party member. We just get nothing but 2 behemoths these days. But yeah, the protect ring is nice because all the caster classes can equip it, I believe. Such a rarity these days to find such universal gear. They softened him up, but it took the Dragoon boy to crack him open. If only Ricard, the first last Dragoon from Final Fantasy II, had the jump command. But what can you do? What do you do with a drunken Dragoon? What do you do with a drunken Dragoon? What do you do with a drunken Dragoon early in the morning? Way, hey, and jump he rises. Way, hey, and jump he rises. Way, hey, and jump he rises early in the battle. I said way, hey, up, he jump he rises. See, if he'd have gone before the enemies, it'd have fit my song perfectly. Technically, when I'm editing this, I could have moved my little song over so that it did sync up with it. But the integrity of the playthrough. You're like, yeah, the integrity of your playthrough where you've used a money-making glitch, emulation shenanigans, speeding up battles. Twin Galaxies won't even touch this playthrough, son. Pteragon. It's like a pterodactyl dragon, I just realized. Boys, we must have a lot of capacity these days. Hell yeah. We could job change at our leisure if we weren't already some of the best classes in the game. It's going to be a little bit before we get to the Earth Crystal. Spoilers. Well, a genuine fucking dragon appeared, son. Ben the Dragoon licking his lips. You'll notice it's Bahamut Sprite, just with a tealer, a bluer. Why he's got to have so little HP? It's not fair. It's not fair. I want to jump attack a dragon. Damn it. I had already got the Dragoon ladies on Skype. I was like, check this shit out. Okay, that's the actual progress. So we're going over here. Boom, boom, boom. Extra diamond shields, please. Sorry, that battle was so no-nonsense, I had nothing to say. I don't do well in no-nonsense situations, considering I'm the Tenfey. Well, there's nothing really left for us here, so let's get Noah's loot. Once again, I hope it's a fat loot. So, do we want to walk out of here, or do we want to use our one otter shroom? I mean, walking gets us levels and experience. Let's see. The next dungeon we go through is not one we need to warp out of. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Warp to the outside. Send Carl to the home. So now if we pop right in here, I guess we should save our game first. I like how they call it Oon's Shrine. More like Oon's bedroom. She's just in here in a coma. So I guess when Noah gave her the dream world, it was just an excuse for her to go to sleep forever. I mean, I guess if you had control over the dream realm, you wouldn't really want to be awake that much. I like how she has a cool parrot in the room. Oh, he tells you about the loot. So you're like a fully sapient parrot that she just makes sit in here and watch her sleep? I mean, I know parrots live a long time, but Jesus. What if I show you the loot? Oh yeah, loot. Final Fantasy I had a loot in it. Also, a great Saga Frontier character. You're like, yeah, that's debatable. Anyone who doesn't like loot in Saga Frontier, boys, is somebody that needs to reevaluate their priorities. Well then, despite being an old lady who just woke up from a dream realm coma, she seems to be quite ginky. She's like, I ain't seen the living world in 100 years. Oh, I guess Dorga can talk to her in her dream. If he can talk to you in your dreams, why did I need to get this loot to wake you up? Couldn't he just say, hey, Xan's being an asshole and his dick needs to be kicked. Please wake up. Or can she not wake up without external stimulus? Is it like Inception? Son, do we need to shove her in a bathtub to get her out of there? Got to get the great ship that can cross mountains. That sounds useful. The ancient ruins, I guess. Huh? We're all having the same reaction. Okay, we need the 4 fangs to get to the final dungeon, but I like how uneventfully she's like, oh, I have the fire fang here. I kept it under my pillow. So Oon has joined our party. That's how I'm going to say her name. The ROM I played through on my actual NES that's currently on my flash cart is a different translation, and it spelled her name like U-N-E-I or U-N-I-E, but I guess you're just supposed to say Oon. I like how her parrot is in her little sprite, though. I mean, that's charming, I guess. All right, lady. Let's go beat the damn game, I guess. God, fucking running your mouth, wasting my time. Okay. We do need to heal up. Can we sleep in her bed and heal up? What if we do when we go into a dream coma? It's like in Adventure Time. No, we're not allowed to sleep in her bed. It's like trying to sleep in somebody's bed in the Elder Scrolls, son. The guards are on their way. Oh, wow, these fucking things. What a threat. We're all quaking in our advanced high-level boots. You don't actually equip boots in this game. What Final Fantasy games let you equip boots? 11 and 14, because they're MMOs, have like footwear slots. There are accessories in some of the games, like 6, that are boots, right? There's Marvel shoes. I was going to say there's Dragoon boots. Actually, I guess there are. There's a Dragoon boots and a Dragoon horn. Because, spoilers, Final Fantasy VI doesn't necessarily have like a dedicated Dragoon job class, but we'll get to that. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Alright, let's visit the Chocobo Forest. Get that girthy boy out here. I got items for him to eat. Yummy Chocobo treats. Chocobos are interesting. They would be an interesting thing to be real. Like, I know we have ostriches, but you can't really set on an ostrich and ride around. Plus, I hear they're real ornery. Them and emus. Alright, what do we want to take with us? He's got the reflect mail, so yeah. I'm going to bring this with us just in case we decide, like, the Dragoon needs more armor. Use Dragoons wisely. Okay, do I need to bring any of my healing items that I'm neglected? I don't quite remember what the mobs in the next dungeon tend to do to you. I guess I haven't stored any of my... I've just stored spellcasting items. I see. UP. Alright, I guess that's that then. What say you? The great ship's name is Invincible. That sounds neat. Sounds like the kind of airship. Maybe it'll be the first airship I can't blow up. Of course, I haven't blown this one up yet. Alright, so the ancient cave she wants us to go into is up one of these rivers. Yeah, right here. And you could land this airship right here. But then when you get done with all the stuff in here, you appear elsewhere. Spoilers. And so if you want this little ship here back that can go underwater, you have to trudge back up this river. So we're going to do it more efficiently. First, we need to go to bed. I ain't going through no ancient caves till I've slept and eat a hearty breakfast. Preferably at a Hardee's. I'm going to go ahead and assume they don't have Bojangles here. The floating continent. That's where the Bojangles are. AKA the good lands. Alright, that's that. So the easiest thing to do is go right back to this Chocobo Woods. Get into an unnecessary fucking fight with a bunch of little pissant low-level mobs with their purple toenails. There are some undead monsters in the next area. So we gotta remember to not always have our blood weapons equipped when we fight them. So that's just something to keep in mind. Oh wait, I don't need to see the fat Chocobo. Sorry, I got lost and we had to listen to the Chocobo music. You're like, yeah, lost, Uncle Tenfey. That's what you call it. Ancient ruins. Excuse me, the ancient texts need to be updated to the latest cipher. Where are you at on here? Boom. Said boom, ancient text. My God. Okay, good. That's what I like to see. What say you? Oh, you're just telling us about the Invincible. This fucking thing. And that's how it's done. You're like, what? You hold the A button down? I'm on my way to GameFAQs right now to decree that that's all Final Fantasy ever was. The cave walls collapsed in the earthquake. Like how there's a bunch of scholars walking around here. Honestly, this scholar sprite is another thing that comes back in Final Fantasy V. We'll talk about that in the future. Alright, these are the undead enemies I was talking about, so we can't be hitting them with blood spears, unfortunately. And we can't be hitting them with Orichalcons. Oh, I thought I had brought a main Gauche with us, but I accidentally brought a second Orichalcon, which means my only recourse is for him to just have one knife. That's shameful. All right. We're all waiting for that dragon boy to land on the dragon zombie. Boom. You love it. I don't have it in me to march all the way back to the Jam Chocobo Woods to get another dagger. So, as long as whenever we encounter one of those enemies... Actually, there's something else we can do. Uh-oh. I have another one of my big brain galaxy moments. You're like, oh, this will be rich. Henry of Henry and Margaret fame's like, here he goes, Margaret. I'm telling you, an absolute record in stupidity is about to be set. Leave it to me. If I strike it with the rock of the dream world, even adamantite should vanish into the cleft of dimensions. That's a lot of knowledge and shit you just dropped. So somehow she can destroy this impenetrable adamantite via dream world magic, which means she could obliterate Wolverine. And apparently she sent it to the realm between dimensions. So once again, I have to point out that in Final Fantasy V, we might re-explore that. One dragon zombie! So here's what we're going to do. Instead of having to tediously unequip Jeremy's Orichalcon dagger and then attack, he can just use a high potion on the mob. That should damage it. 666, boys. Oh, yeah. And then the Dragoon Boy did all the work. Put him at the front of the party. Another reflect armor. That's a good thing. One thing I'm curious about. Okay, I have 4 elixirs. I haven't used one yet. We tried to use one during the Heine incident, but we won't go into more detail. Everyone's gotten over that. There's nobody left to hold that over my head. The reason I was checking that is if at some point we decided to mid-dungeon we needed to switch to a mage class, we would have a way to get all of our spell charges back. D-Zombie. Monkey D-Zombie. Son. Talking about One Piece, that's been in the zeitgeist here recently. I guess some revelations were made both about Luffy's character and the One Piece itself. I don't know. I don't really keep up with One Piece. I read the manga back when we had American Shonen Jump that came out like once a month and had multiple chapters in it. I was reading it via that, but the point I stopped was they were at some island. It was like right towards the beginning of them going down the Grand Line. They got to this island and everybody acted super nice, but at like night, like Zolo or Zoro or however you say his name, found out that they were like secretly bad guys and started attacking them. And then Luffy woke up and was immediately mad at Zolo because he was attacking the people that had like been nice to him. And so he started immediately fighting them. It's the last thing I remember. I think there was a guy whose devil fruit power was he would pick a booger out of his nose and flick it and it would explode. So somebody tell me what percentage of One Piece I had covered by reading that. Then I started watching the anime at a random point. They were like trying to break into the super prison to find Luffy's brother, and like every floor had a gimmick. So there you go. There's my One Piece knowledge. Every painting found in the ruins has what looks like a gigantic ship in it. Yeah, that's our fucking property, according to Un, and we're trying to get to it. Abandoned merchants stuck weapons and armors out of the ruins. Oh yeah, there are stores here in this dungeon. Because they got ahead of us and got the good loot. Something extraordinary. Yeah, it does. There's also very conveniently an inn here. So this is another spot you can grind because you get into fights on the other floors and then you just come up here and heal. What a fun time. If only there was a fat chocobo access. So here's where you can stock up on defenders and ancient swords and blood swords and such. If this was Final Fantasy II, we'd be set. Tell you what, I'm going to buy a second blood sword for fun. And then later we can have Tommy dual wield them and see if he can't do enough damage to just keep himself going. Don't really need any more defenders. I wish you sold a damn dagger. Okay, do we need to get rid of any of this? Not really. How are our high potions these days? 83. Might grab a 10-pack before we leave. And all kinds of good diamond stuff. We have one diamond armlet, but if we start turning people into casters, I'd like to have more. So we can pick up a couple. A baker's dozen. Neat. And nifty. Boom. Trying to decide if I want to do any job class changing. Even if I wanted to turn somebody into a caster, we don't have full caster gear with us, so it's not really worth it. So say if we turn Jeremy back into a white mage, you know, it would help with healing. We wouldn't have to use as many potions. And he could use like Cure 3s to one-shot those undead dragons. But I don't think it's that big a deal. Why must you, crowd, perplex me so? Anything new to say? The Cave of Darkness is north of Amur. Oh yeah, we saw that in a previous episode when I was flying around the world. There was like this mountainous area with a bunch of little valleys. That's what she's talking about. I know where the end boss is, stupid. Idiot. Baka. See if those three can kill the thing without Jeremy having to throw potions. They do big damage, I'm not gonna lie. Phil Swift is awful proud of these boys. I don't believe any of the doors in here are locked. But we got a thief with us if they are. One thing I like is the randomizer for Final Fantasy 1, which I've been playing around with for no particular reason. One of the options you can check when you're creating your randomized ROM is to give Final Fantasy 1 this game's battle screen where there's no borders. Because you remember in Final Fantasy 1, we were like each in our own little separate window. Like we were doing the RPG battle on Kirby Superstar. Another chakra hat. I guess if somebody wanted to become a new karateka. Why ain't you crowdfucker pleasant to look at? These might be splitting enemies. Now that I'm thinking about it. I guess we'll find out real quick. Yep. Which they don't split necessarily when you hit them. They split as their own unique action. Why is Jump Boy going last? Whenever Ben the Dragoon isn't jumping, the audience of cute Dragoon ladies should be asking, why is Ben the Dragoon not jumping? Why is he doing such small damage when he does jump? Boys, the Dragoon ladies have a lot of justifiable questions they need to start asking. Like, is that the same guy who came down to the pool in nothing but a shield? Like, no, you're thinking of some other guy. You're thinking of some asshole. Yeah, I don't know that guy. I think he goes to a different Dragoon school. Alright, we need to shake things up. So I'm going to put the Blood Spear back on. Trying to decide if I want to go 2 spears. Why not? Who needs an Aegis shield when you could just kill everything with melee damage? Oh, I meant to heal Chris. Maybe he'll be okay. Oh, with Tommy Boy around he will. I forgot, when you're in critical, you have Tommy's current HP and Tommy's current defense. And ain't nobody touching you. I'm going to go back to Van Halen strats. As long as Tommy's not in critical, there's no reason to heal Chris, because I think these guys just do a melee attack if they don't split. You know what these things remind me of? Manta Rock from Eternal Darkness. Remember Tenfey, Eternal Darkness? Remember the golden age of Tenfey? I'm gonna be fighting you crowd all fucking night. Daft Punk ain't even gonna have the chance to get lucky. I wonder why we're doing such little melee damage to them. I'm gonna assume as they split 39. What the hell? I can't even make a joke about that. It's just shameful. Alright, I think crowd need to start healing. Well, Chris is doing. Tell you what, you might need to be the one that throws a high potion on Tommy. Because you seem to like doing them little low damage rolls. We ought to get plenty of experience and shit at the end of this fight. I've lost track of how many of these things we've actually killed. As long as we keep Tommy healthy. Save the Tommy, save the party, as the famous phrase goes. And as long as he keeps cranking out big cash money damage, we should be okay. I should put Ben's shield back on while he's not attacking. Would be the smart play. So we need to be focusing down the same one at a time. But the main problem is when we kill one, of course, our characters pick a target at random. Okay, buddy. We're going to bank on you doing a big cash money jump. Or actually, no, I guess we need to be splitting our attacks up. Because that way, even if they do split, they won't be at, you know, high HP. We're learning the advanced strats as we go. 696 Dragoon Avenue. This is where you want AoE damage. This is where a black mage with Quake would be real useful. Are they resistant to wind? That must be it. Maybe that's why we're doing such small damage. I don't know, it's just a guess. Put this fucking thing back on and see if you can't do a good jump. And hell, if we put 2 Ori Halcoms on him, he'll absorb more HP. Of course, he's the only one with full HP right now. There you go. Take a few lumps, buddy. No, he still does small damage. They must have... Well, I was going to say they must have good physical defense, but Tommy fucking cleaves them in twain with them 2 defenders. That was I couldn't tell what happened. It happened so quickly. He was only in front of him for 1 frame. Alright, we need to give Tommy some heals. Yeah, I'm just going to have to give up on the jump dream when it comes to these particular enemies. No, Tommy, I was counting on you to do big cash money damage. Big cash money damage, Tommy, they called him. Lord, give me the strength to deal with this crowd. Alright, we're going to focus on keeping Tommy healthy this turn. Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, they just happened to attack the one target that I needed to save more than any other one. What a fucking coincidence, Sakaguchi. Oh, god damn it. I don't want to run away, but Jesus, can we even kill this fucking crowd? This is probably not going to work, but let's throw fucking Phoenix down on Tommy and see if he can survive a turn. The things can't be splitting with much HP these days. I've been beating the dog shit out of all of them. Yeah, I know. I know. Well, what do you know? Somebody was allowed to heal Tommy before he gets the dog shit slapped out of him. For a fucking change. This is when it would have been useful to have an actual white mage. That's the downside to using high potions as your main healing thing, is in battle they're not quite as versatile as a dedicated white magic boy. There's that big Tommy damage that you love to see. Alright. Well, like I said, as long as we can keep Tommy's HP up, then he will defend anyone else who gets low. So then everyone else can just focus on trying to kill the damn enemies. And since Ben and Jeremy Don't do big damage. Maybe they should get into just making ice cream instead. They could focus on keeping Tommy healthy. Yeah. Yeah. Before I forget, put your good knife back on. Yeah, that thing had low HP, Jesus. I know how Hercules felt fighting the Hydra now. Jesus. Ah, it's so disheartening how little damage he does. I don't have any spellcasting items, do I? Not these days. Huh? Like I said, as long as Tommy's got HP, we all have HP, so let's just fucking go at it. I'm tempted to fucking hit the gas on this emulator and see if we can't burn them down, just holding down the attack button. But this fight has become like a critical battle, a decisive battle. We're having to force our way. And just when we think the battle's over, there's still more fighting. He was weak enough that even the two of them could take him down. My God, we're getting the closest we've ever been to finishing this fucking fight. Jesus, 25 capacity. Hell yeah. You love to see it. You're like, do you, Uncle Tenfey? Okay, we might start thinking about some different class strategies then, considering how that fight went. But for the meantime, we'll keep on trucking. Since we could just walk upstairs after we grab these treasures and buy more healing potions and rest at the end, I don't mind just burning through them. Thank God, it's just you. What is everyone's levels these days? 32 and then 31. The black... Well, if we wanted another karateka, I mean, we could turn one of the other characters into a karateka. They just wouldn't have weapons. They'd be barehanded. It's not the worst. Okay. I was gonna say, where is your damn windy item? Let's go back to high potion strats. Just use one on Chris. That way if he goes before the enemy dies, I don't have to open the menu. Yeah. And that's the way the news goes. How much capacity are we at with that big one? Yeah, son. We've almost hit max. Max capacity, as they call it. An elven claw. So we go from 122. That was actually less. To 117. I think the elven claw can inflict a status effect. So let's try that out. If we find another claw, that could give us an excuse to turn one of our other characters into a karateka. Could be nice when we're dealing with the damn splitting foes. Those foes that give me a splitting headache. Damn it. I thought we could do it in one turn. Son, Una understands. She's like, even I get tired of living forever in the dream world. Even I get tired of banging Renamon. I'm like, is the dream world and the Digimon world the same? Fuck this back attack shit. We're accelerating. We did it. Somehow we won, etc. A rune bell. I guess if I wanted to turn someone into a damn geomancer again, I feel like we learned our lesson. Ambushed. Well, you had one shot. And you fucking blew it. Oh, I need to put Ben's blood spear back on him. Old Benny Blood Spear, they called him. You'll notice Ben the Dragoon has little cool wings on his helmet. All the coolest Dragoons have little cool wings on their helmet. It's true. If only he was left-handed, like all the coolest Dragoons are. But there's only so much he can do. God bless him. God bless his dragon-killing heart. It's a good Dragon Country Western song. Don't tell my heart, my dragon-killing heart, I just don't think it'd understand. And if you tell my heart, my dragon-killing heart, he might grow up to jump attack this man. I've mentioned recently the good time we're having in this playthrough. The laughs we're sharing. You're like, yeah, you're sharing them with your fucking self, ain't you, Uncle Tenfey? If me laughing to myself is one of the rules in the secret Tenfey drinking game, then I realize it's probably unplayable. So I want 33 high potions. I'll just buy 30 because we might find some. Let's see, any extra garbage? Well, we got extra diamond gear. Are we going to turn anybody into like a knight? It does belong to lovers, after all. Hold on, let me look at the ancient text real quick, which has turned itself off due to inactivity. And try and figure out how much more loot we're going to come across in the rest of this dungeon. If we're going to need that inventory space. Okay, you are that and that. And I already got those. When we go downstairs, other than Bernie Mac being down there, even though we want some cookies and shit, there's actually... I think we might have gotten everything. Except for... No? Okay. Well, then inventory space don't matter. The items are made up and the inventory spaces don't matter. I'm surprised they only charge 200 gil, considering it's such a dangerous area. You'd think they'd use that to price gouge us. Alright, we're finally ready to advance the dungeon. I guess I can just run. It doesn't matter if Oon keeps up with me. Okay. Whew. Another day, another $1. No, it probably would be better to split them, because that way if we could start hitting them before they start splitting, they won't have as much fucking HP. We need to keep better track of which ones have been hit and split. If they talk shit and split, they get hit. That's how I deal with the Azraels. It's also how I deal with Gargamel's cat. Well, here we go. Neither one of them split. And then they both died. And it was a good thing. Do elves have claws? I just realized the cat claw and the dragon claw made sense, but the elven claw, I mean, I guess it could be a claw made by elves, but I'm just saying. All right, buddies. All right, boys. Blue team, take the top. Orange and green team, take the bottom. First strike. It's the best thing you can get here. He's hitting for so much less, it feels like. But only against these things. So I don't know if the Elven Claw... Because remember, his attack power went down by like 11 when we switched to the Elven Claw. Split all you want. We've already been beating the shit out of you. You just introduced another one of yourself to join you in Monster Hell. Yeah, yeah. Gaining them skills and paying them bills. And if you come over Sunday, we'll be lighting them grills. Oh no. That's more than 2. Oh god, what is the best way to handle this? Okay. Everybody gets to attack of their own. Azrael worm monster. Okay, they have more than 898 HP. But when Tommy does like a little over 1,000, he one-shots them. So they maybe have... They have somewhere between 900 and 1,000 HP, I'm going to guess. Alright. Yeah, you split all you fucking want. Nobody's interested. Okay, so remember who attacked who. So that way the characters that do less damage, we'll call them. Not to name anybody. But the spear and dagger wielding and now claw wielding people who can't seem to one-shot him as the Azrael. If their life depended on it. We might need to make up for their slack. Boom. You love to see it. Yeah, 44 damage. You love to see that too. Alright, we got this. We know what we're doing. Alright, I'm gonna go back to this. Of course, remember the Dragon Claw was in his main hand before. Not that that should matter too much, but just in case. Don't fucking start this shit with me, Azraels. It doesn't help that he won't get more than one fucking hit. Maybe that's the reason they're doing such pitiful damage, is they have low accuracy. I mean, Tommy can't stop with the hits. He's like strong bad. He's like another #1 battle damage jam. All right, for the Onion Boy peoples. Just missing to... Well, they are in the back row. I always forget that the enemies have rows too. We have rows too, Onion Boys. Can you back attack us? The closest we can get is where we ambush them. Alright, we're just going to let her eat. And that's how it's done. That's my Tenfey pro tip for the day. If you're fighting a bunch of Azraels, just emulator speed up while holding the A button and pray. And if you fuck up too bad, at least this emulator, we could bite Zadusto. Okay. She world wrapped. Oh god, these guys like to split too. Maybe Jeremy and Ben are allowed to do damage to these ones though. I meant to fix Chris's claw situation. What we should do is put the dragon claw in his main hand and the elven claw in his offhand. That sounds sensible and reasonable. Yeah, about these guys. We're going to go ahead and need you to come in on Sunday. We got a lot of splitting enemies to deeps down. Yeah. I'm going to want to go ahead and have you speed up your emulator function. Alright, the four of you ought to be able to take that last one down. Well, one thing I could say is it looks like all the characters are allowed to damage these enemies, so that's a good thing. We did find a north wind, which is a more advanced south wind. Even Pumbaa respects it. Okay, you ain't got nothing new to say. Oh no, I have to walk around this little thing. Oh God, give me the strength. That's my plan. Alright, at least if that back left one splits, he's very weak. Okay, so let's think. That one's weak, so put a traditional low damage dealer on it. And go from there. Yes, sir. They're doing, you know, a little bit more decent damage than they were that last fight. The big fight. The Slobber Knocker. The Azrael Slobber Knocker, as it's known in the future. When people are discussing their top TMVA Final Fantasy III moments, it'll rank right up there with the Heine incident. And the mini cave miracle is what we'll call that one. Where Ben, the shrunken geomancer, hurled a bomb arm as a final desperate plea to defeat the last enemy before the end of the dungeon. Speaking of which, we just found a bomb arm. Good for us! Top that boy off with a regular potion. Haha! There's one little hidden tile there so you can avoid walking around that thing. You'll love to see it. Okay, eaters. Jump on you, hit you. Tommy ought to one-shot you, and you can hit that one. That's a plan, boys. Well, he didn't one-shot it, but he still knows he got hit. Yeah, split all you want. Now, this turn, we should be able to finish these foes off. If we get big jump attack damage. And when have we never gotten big jump attack damage? Now that back left one split, he had full HP because he hasn't been jump attacked yet, unfortunately. He split pre-jump attack. Why such a small number of hits? Oh, because they've become the back row because they spawned somebody in front of them. That might be another reason why we were doing so bad that one fight, is I keep forgetting about the enemy's secret rows. When Scooby tried to warn me, he said rut row. And I just assumed he was saying uh-oh in his charming dog English. Or dinglish. Doglish sounds better. But no, he was trying to warn me about the enemy rows, son. It was like that in Final Fantasy II, so I guess I should remember that. I should carry that over. Playing through Final Fantasy II is taking your lumps. And playing through like unpatched Final Fantasy I. It's got some tough moments in there. At the beginning of Final Fantasy I, you're so weak. Oh, so weak, my friend. Have we hit max capacity? No, we're literally one away from the max. So after that, every capacity point we find is just wasted. The four fangs can destroy that. Okay, yeah, we know about that. I think this is the final floor before the end of the dungeon. Oh boy. We're going to get the invincible and fly over mountains. Oh lord, you had to throw a back attack right here. And these are proper splitting enemies too. Tell you what, you jump. You defend. You run and you escape. We're going to use strategy and tactics. Defenseless. Oh no, Jeremy's advanced escape technique didn't work. We'll just try again. Escape should have like a 95% success rate. I'm almost glad they didn't hit because the enemy would have split. Jeremy, why? Why is your special job command got to be so useless? We've got sunk cost escape fallacy now, so we got to keep trying. Oh Lord. Oh Sakaguchi, give these boys the strength to run away from this battle. Joseph Joestar, give me strength. Since you two can't run, you're too damn honorable. When you're blue and gold, you're too honorable to run away. You just keep Tommy alive. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. He took fat crit damage. I guess we're going to have to heal Tommy. You go ahead and change rows. You defend. And you also heal Tommy. Yeah, back attacks just fucked your world up in Final Fantasy III. I don't understand the mentality of why you have to punish the players so bad from trying to flee. The punishment should be that if it fails, the character like wasted their turn. I don't understand why you got to make everybody defenseless at the same time. No, I want him to build up because I want him to one-shot the enemy so that it can't multiply. God damn it. What a fucking mess. Okay, you jump on that. Fuck me, man. Can't have fucking nothing in Final Fantasy III when you get back attack, boys. That's it. You might as well turn the game off and go to bed. Okay, he did enough damage that he didn't split. And that's a good thing. Let's try as a final thing to see if we can't revive Chris. Yeah, never use the build-up command because your Karateka is just going to get fucking one-shot. Yeah, he couldn't do enough to stop the split, could he? Okay, that's going to be a very weak enemy at the very least. So, I don't feel quite as bad. You do that, you do that, you do that, and you just keep pumping high potions into Tommy. He's put the whole team on his fucking back. You have to have a knight in this damn game, son. Ask the lovers if you can borrow their knight that belongs to them, because you're going to need it. One fucking back attack and that's it. Okay, that thing's got to have very low HP as well. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have had Jeremy melee. And there we go. We survived another fucking back attack ambush. Well, at least we found a single high potion. And that has made all the difference. I think Chris currently holds the record of having the most Phoenix Downs used on him. But in his defense, he's one of the least armored melee classes. He's all about attacking. Don't forget your... Rose don't reset after battle. Sakaguchi's final attack. Okay, we do have another floor to get through. I can't remember if these guys split or not. Okay, at least we get the first strike. Yeah, they're splitters. Time Splitters. I miss Time Splitters. That was a good series. When I got my PlayStation 2 for Christmas, I don't know if it was the year, I don't remember when that came out in the year. I know it was early on. It might have been the second year that it was out. Well, anyway, Time Splitters was one of the games I got with it. I got Time Splitters, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Half-Life, of all things. My crappy computer at the time couldn't really run Half-Life. And I wanted to play it. I wish I still had it, but it's one of those games that's disappeared over the course of my life. One of those games that you loan to somebody that you shouldn't have loaned it to them. It actually had a unique two-player co-op mode where you played as these two scientist ladies in like a white suit and a red suit, I think, to differentiate from Gordon Freeman's famous orange suit. Okay, we're trying to split out the damage so that the duplicates don't have a lot of HP, but it's causing them to replicate. We're getting into another replicator fight, as it's known. I guess the ideal is once the screen is full of the splitting enemies, that's when you want to start divvying your attacks up. So that way when you free up a slot and they start splitting again, the duplicates will have much less HP. And you eventually want to get them down to the point where you kill them in one hit. Alright, he's getting jumped on. You go ahead and preemptively get to healing Tommy. It would be very useful to have a summoner fighting these guys because they do big AoE damage and it hits all targets and doesn't suffer split damage. But unfortunately, until we find the Earth Crystal, spoilers, we are not going to have access to the proper summoner job. We're just going to have the damn Conjurer, sorry. All of my available mental RAM was going towards trying to select the correct choices here, which is to just let Tommy kill the fucking thing. Oh yeah, big damage Tommy, son. You gotta love him. We'll be using all this capacity because the next dungeon is going to be the Mystic Knight dungeon, which means we can deal with splitting enemies. Once again, spoilers. I guess I could just let it happen over time. I suppose I could just let you kids enjoy Final Fantasy III. But from this point on, I just didn't say one word. Until the very end of the game, when we get the final hit on the final boss, I just said, owned. Y'all would have like a standing ovation, I bet. Alright, speaking of trying to fight smarter, not harder, here's what we're going to do. Jump target that, you defend, just Tommy hits that. Because these guys, the one fortunate thing is they won't split until they're hit. They're not like the Azraels. The Azraels and the Eaters just had the ability to split as an action. But these guys only split when you hit them, which means if we let Tommy get the first hit on them, then the split will always be at fairly low HP. Because Tommy deals fairly big damage. I don't know if the Dragoon's going to... I mean, I know he's probably not going to one-shot that damn worm. Damn, they have more HP than I was giving them credit for. Which means those two at the bottom have to be very weak now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I didn't even target the worm. That's good. We made the correct choice. We're using tactics of a Final Fantasy nature. You're like, you made a kind of Final Fantasy tactics? Is that a thing? You could... Oh, Jesus, dude. Those things must be in, like, less than 100 HP left each for as many times as they've been hit and split. Alright, I'm confident that we're going to finish it this round. Damn, man! They must have like 1,500 HP or some shit. I just noticed the Snake Man's right hand is another snake. Am I imagining that? That's what it looks like. Okay, good. They're weak enough. Even the humble thief can one-shot them. There we go. Not the worst splitting battle we've gone through. We're so close to the end of this dungeon, too. I slapped one of the chimes that hangs from my microphone stand. It's a chime depicting a certain Final Fantasy character, but I won't say who. You'll just have to guess. You're like, yeah, it's a real hard fucking guess, Uncle Tenfey. Alright, we seem to be on the bridge of some sort of big airship. Sun. Oon's going to give us a tour. This is the Invincible Sun, the ultimate airship. So we don't actually land this airship. We just, when we hit the land button, we go inside here. And if we're above ground, we can slide down that ladder and reach the ground. And then if we stand under the airship and press A, we climb back up the ladder. Alright, she's going to give us the full tour. So these are vended machines, which seems odd because, you know, we're like in a desperate quest to save the world. So I don't understand why the ultimate airship, we've got to like pay for the items in it. And spoilers, you can summon a fat chocobo. Also, there's a bed in the back to sleep in. The bed in the back said, everybody nap. And it turned into a coma blitz. Alright, so we have to go get the Earth Fang. And then, so she's going back to Dorga's house so they can get their, they can start shining their nut-kicking boots for dealing with Zand. But we've got us the ultimate airship now, boys. First thing we're going to do is go to bed. Hell yeah. So let's see what they got at the store. So the item shop just sells all the basic items. They don't... Oh, this is where we could start buying otter shrooms again. So I guess we might as well have some just in case. What's our high potions at these days? It doesn't sell regular potions, unfortunately. 59, so we just have to buy 40. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Some decent armor. The white and black robes are good if you're still using casters. And why wouldn't you be? You'd have to be some kind of idiot to make a whole melee party and rely on potions. Look at all this good shit. So those books are the only other set of weapons for the scholar class. They're just more advanced scholar books. If we were using the archer, we could buy Yoichi arrows. And of course, we've already found a rune bell and a Loki heart. But we could get us a... If we wanted to make the whole team knights and everybody had 2 defenders, we probably would have had a much easier time going through that dungeon, just slaughtering everyone. And of course, the great axe, which I have, you know, heard rumors that, like Gatsby, is not all that great if we wanted to be Viking boys. As for magic, it just sells level... That's level 7 spells, isn't it? I believe. Yeah. So there you go. We got to do something about this black magic inventory here someday. Next time we go back to the floating continent to refill our potions, we'll deal with those improper spellage. Okay, let's see. For right now, you can hang on to that shit for me. I don't think we're going to get turned into frogs or petrified or anything anytime soon, but as always, I'm too scared to not get all that shit around with me. I got 5 blood swords. I must have clicked buy 4 instead of buy 1 when I was buying that extra one earlier. That's funny. Not funny, haha, but amusing. Well, I only want 2 in the damn inventory, so now I get to do this fun little thing where you unequip and then equip the 2 you want and then store that shit. Cool, and or beans. Let's just take the damn Maiden's Kisses with us. I don't feel like looking up what status effects we're coming up against. I don't know if we're going to get minied either. Let's think, out of all of these items, what would be useful for where we're going right now? Nah, we'll worry about it later. Cool. Well, let's take off, boys. Alright, figure y'all deserve to hear the whole song. So this is the ultimate airship, but you'll notice compared to the little Nautilus one we were in, we're not quite as fast. So that's the main downside. Plus, if we want to go underwater, we have to switch back to the other airship, which is another reason why I like to have it where it was. So that's the path that leads to where the Dark Cave is. And yes, you do get into battles in those little areas as you're going through them, but at least you're in a floating shop / inn / storage, so it doesn't really matter if you take a lot of damage and burn through spell charges and such. You could heal whenever you want in between fights. Okay, what are we doing? We've got some optional stuff we can do before we advance the plot of the game, but in the meantime, there's a technically optional village we can visit now, and it's right down here. Whoosh. Oh yeah, this is its ability to go over mountains. If you find a spot that's this wide, you can press A. And I guess they like burn all the cooldown of the engine, and it can just get over a mountain range. So there you go. This game, you have airships for most of the game. They just have like different gimmicks. Alright, anyway, we're going to visit this town. This is the town of the Mystic Knights. You're like, do they say knee? Like, nobody cares about Monty Python references anymore. This black mage is no more. It has ceased to be. This is Fargabad. It's my favorite of the Brothers Bad. Or the Brothers Strong, excuse me. A town of people who are trying to master the dark swords. It's a town of edgelords. They all moved out here to contain the darkness of her heart. The dark sword can only be handled by those who've overcome their fear of darkness. None but the Mystic Knight can wield it. That's good to know. What do y'all sell in your magic shop? Some respectable low-level magic. We're actually going to want some of that here in a minute. Because spoilers, Mystic Knights, I want to call them the prototypical Dark Knight. But the weird thing is they can use low-level white magic. So, I don't know. I guess I hadn't quite figured that out yet. There's some free junk laying around this town that I want to have before we start buying anything. Before we start, because the stores here just sell Mystic Knight gear. Mystic Knight gear. Ugh, Colonel. This one's quite a stretch. Alright, if we pop in here for a second, we're not going to deal with this guy just yet. We can traipse down to this island where it seems nobody goes. Demon armor. High potion. High potion. Demon shield. That gives us a few free Dark Knight items. I'm trying to remember what else is in this town that we can just grab. It said only dark swords work effectively on the monsters of the Cave of Darkness. Many have gone there to test their skill, but no one has come back. Nobody was dark enough. Long ago, there were those who mastered both the dark swords and the holy swords and could use all weapons. If I remember correctly, those people were called ninja. That sounds like a made-up job class. Some monsters split in two. Yeah, you don't say, sweetheart. The monsters of this cave can only be defeated by dark swords. Only edgelords can defeat these foes. The Phantom Blade Masamune is said to rest somewhere. I'd love to hold it in my hands just once. Yeah, good fucking luck, buddy. Maybe you should become the main character. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember if anything else is laying around. Okay, well, let's step out on the world map so we get to hear cool music. So to start with, since we only have a little bit of Dark Knight gear, let's change somebody into one. I say Chris. We can finally see what they look like. Boom. Yeah. You can see how, like, Cecil Harvey of Final Fantasy IV's designs kind of based on it. Alright, so unfortunately at the moment, all he can wear is this demon armor and this demon shield that we found. But we'll get there eventually. Let me consult the ancient text. Give me about a moment here. Get that boy on the overworld map. I need to see how much shit I need to buy, so I don't waste. Not that I, don't technically have non-stop infinite money or anything, but still. Alright, inside of that place there's 1 more demon armor and 2 demon swords. So that's cool. That's cool and neat. So let's go ahead and pop in here and buy a 4-pack of Assuras. Boom. Your cheapos, no thank you. And from you, we're going to find... I've already forgot the ancient text. Give me strength. Yeah, we're going to find 1 more demon armor in there, so let's go ahead and buy 1. And a couple of demon shields just to tide us over. I'm going to pop up here and pay the fat chocobo a visit right quick. Alright, go ahead and equip some Assuras. Oh yeah, we don't have any headgear they can use. Just the demon armor, which is a shame. Alright, unfortunately you can't be a dragoon all the time, so let's go ahead and turn Ben into a Mystic Knight as well. A couple of Assuras. As you do, slap some demon armor on that boy. And Fat Chocobo's your uncle. Tell you what, why don't you hold on to this and this and this, maybe that, probably this, something like that. This right here, that and that. I don't think the Mystic Knights can equip the power armlet, but it's worth checking out. Nah, somehow even that's not edgy enough for them. Alright, let's go ahead and slap your defenders on you for now. So you can hang on to that, and that, and that. Don't worry, this shit'll sort once we fight one battle. Oh yeah, as far as the magic goes, for the time being, you swap with Jeremy. Yeah, see, they can use magic up to level 3, although they can't cast Aura. So for every Mystic Knight, we're going to want at least a Cure spell and a Cure 2. Oh, they can use Sight. That's good, because it means we could just fucking duplicate any of that other magic we wanted. I think I had a backup in here that I stored a while back. Yeah. Exit, Cure, and 2 of these. Perfect. Let us sleep. Slept like a log. Okay, so you can go ahead and swap your magic. It doesn't really matter, swap it with Tommy. We can go ahead and give you Exit, boom, Cure 1, and Cure 2. Okay, we'll deal with that here in a minute. It'll be in a minute, isn't it? As the expression goes. Like, who the hell's ever said that? I'm like, you don't know. They go to a different school in the UK. Alright, as you'll notice, we now have Dark Knights, so the people should let us come in here and get some of this secret fat loot. This place is fucking full of secret tunnels. Oh no, a splitting boy. However will we defeat him? Oh, yeah. Look at that. He ain't splitting or nothing. We're not going to leave Tommy and Jeremy the same class either. We're just waiting until we find more free Mystic Knight loot before we start buying anymore. Thor's hammer. I wanted a katana sword. Alright, let me do a quick glance. The ancient text will help us navigate this labyrinth of hidden paths. Alright, so we'll go up a little bit. Now, they got these little divots here. So as always, that makes it just a wee bit simpler to navigate the secret darkness. So for the first turn, weaken them with proper katana swords. And then on the second turn, old 2 defenders Tommy can come through and mop them up. Yeah, I guess we got to be careful letting Jeremy swing his knives around. All you got are your bloody knives and your escape gimmicks. Okay, keep making our way. Where am I? Ancient text, give me the strength. Here we go. Oh wait, I have to take this little sub route. That's how they get you. Boom! Additional demon armors. Well, hey, there's just a big fucking pack of y'all, ain't there? Strike first. You love to see it. Okay, I'm confident that he did enough damage that Jeremy can finish off this top lizard bounce flip. Yeah, their right arm is another snake. It's like, what was that weird Adult Swim CGI show? Damn. He still had too much HP. Zand, Renegade Angel. I've never once watched it, but I have seen people posting about it online and saying that they enjoyed it. So I guess there's something to it. Yeah, we're doing big cash money katana damage, son. You gotta love Dark Knights. I'm just gonna call them Dark Knights from now on, instead of Mystic Knight or Magic Knight or whatever the hell they want to go with. Go not quietly into that Mystic Knight. Head back up this way, go over just a bit, up a few. The Deathclaw ambush. I probably would have been better off turning Jeremy into a white mage before we came in here, but it don't really matter, I guess. It don't really matter none, I suppose. "666, boys. You know Dark Knights dream of dealing that much damage. That's like 69 to them. That's their favorite torrid sexual position to joke about. It's like, hey baby, how about we go back to my place in 666? And she's like, isn't there only 2 of us? And he's like, don't worry, the third 6 is the devil. Kotetsu Ashura. Alright, so that gives us a more powerful katana sword. Boom. And now we have enough gear that here in mid-dungeon we can strip Tommy 100% asshole naked. And change his job also to Dark Knight. And there you go. Just go ahead and put Jeremy in the back row. Say we can't really change him to a Dark Knight. I mean, unless we took katanas from others. Alright, can we otter shroom our way out of here? Hell yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so there shouldn't be anything left for us to buy from here. Back to the Invincible. So here's the plan. This next cave is just full of splitting enemies, so you want as many Dark Knights as possible. But we don't just want 4 Dark Knights. So either change your 4th party member, either change your Jeremy back into a white mage, or if you want to be real cheeky, sneaky, and even a little bit breaky, this would be a good chance to try out the Bard. Look at him, son. That's a proper lad. Doesn't have a hat to tip. He'd tip his hat to you, but he doesn't have a hat. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. I will give you this and this and this and this and this. So you want I don't know why I'm so trying to say it. You want a harp. I want to say the Lamia harp is the best of the ones we have. I guess we could try them all out. I do like the added thing that your little characters do a jig if they can equip the item. That's another thing that the randomizer for Final Fantasy I adds to the game, is when you're in stores hovering over magic or armor or weapons, the light warriors that can use that like hold their hand up. It's a good thing. What's the best hat we could put on you? Probably a feather hat. You can already tell he's just about to start calling it macaroni. So he can wear the Bard armor. That makes sense. It checks out. And we've already got a protect ring for him. This might be a good dungeon to bring all these fucking items with us, since we're not going to have any spellcasters. Cool. Alright, let's see. Let's take all this black magic and give it to Jeremy, and that way we can give you Cure 2. We're going to have to dupe a couple of spells so that our Mystic Knight boys can cast everything they should ought to be able to. So we're going to need to get a cure for him, and what level 2 magic? They can cast Minnie and Toad. I'm not even going to bother duping those. Yeah, I'm just going to dupe 2 cure scrolls. That should be all this crowd needs. Oh no, we had an extra one. We literally just need to dupe 1 cure. Harps. Okay, let's see. The Loki harp gives him 62 attack. I scrolled through. The Medora gives him 42. And the Lamia gives him just... Oh, it must have a status effect if it's so low. Okay, it's good to know. I'm going to keep that on because, I mean, we're not really going to be counting on him to do damage. So he might as well have a cool harp that does cool things. We can keep the Loki harp for fun, I guess. How much inventory space we need? Damn, if we can bring all these casting items with us, it might not work out. We need to start throwing them indiscriminately. That's the problem. We covet them far too dearly. Yeah, we don't need that. Well, nobody can cast spells, so we don't need an Echo Herb. I don't know if the enemies in here can frog and mini you, or petrify you, or poison you. Once again, I refuse to do that research. I'm surely, surely, I won't suffer comeuppance for such arrogance. I guess Jeremy can have a hat. And I guess he can have a chest piece. And I guess he can have a protect ring. God, talk about a baby. Alright. And just so we don't take no risks. Boom, boom. $1. Oh yeah, before we rest up, let's get us that extra cure 1. So go into here. Items cure. Removed. Use sight. That's where we are. Neat. And just like that, we got a little bit of magic. Just a hint. Yeah, if they could equip like low-level black magic, they'd be much more Dark Knight-like. Be a lot like the Final Fantasy I ninja. Maybe that's what inspired Cecil Harvey's character arc in Final Fantasy IV. Spoilers. We're Dark Knights, but we can use white magic like a paladin. Yeah. Yeah, everything is coming together. I suppose we ought to fight at least one fun battle with this crowd here in these woods to see if we have what it takes with the 3 Dark Knight Bard party. Boys, if you were in Final Fantasy 11 and your static PT was, of course there's a fucking Chocobo Woods there, was 3 Dark Knights and a Bard, you're probably not going to last too long. Even if that Bard's subbing White Mage. Sandworms were declared. So the Bard, Sing is his melee attack where he uses his bow, or his, I keep wanting to call him the bow because it's a back row weapon, his harp. Scare like reduces the enemy's levels, which I guess would lower like their defense and attack. And then Cheer raises the whole party's attack power by 10, I want to say. And like most bards, he waves Japanese fans around. Like one of them boys from Oenden, or whatever that game is called, that became Elite B agents. One of my favorite facts I learned off the internet was that apparently Elite B agents, which if you didn't know is the like North Americanized version of this game for the DS, where you were some Japanese cheerleaders that when people had problems, they came in and you had to do little, it was like a music game, a rhythm game. And you were trying to like and motivate the people. Well, the concept of like male cheerleaders in long black coats with like big headbands doesn't exist in America. So when they brought that game over here, they completely retooled it, where you're playing as these 3 agents in like men in black clothes, and they go around singing more American songs, inspiring American people. But apparently, that game didn't officially come out in Japan. But the community, it was so popular that people over there started importing it to the point where you could take Oenden 2, which never came out in America. I think you could take your cart to like these kiosks and unlock Agent J, the quote-unquote main Elite B agent, since he's, you know, the blonde guy on the cover. I just thought that was neat. You always love to see reverse weebism. Is that called B-E-E-W? B-E-E-W? Sounds like something Homestar Runner would say. Alright. If I could ever remember where the hell we are, we can continue on the game. Oh, I remember where we are now. The only problem is I need to end the recording session. We've once again reached that threshold, son. I've given it my all. And them splitter battles took it out of me. So I guess I'll see y'all in the next one.